Good morning. This is Sirena Nereida with Celestial Soul Wellness, and thank you for watching. So today we're talking about the full moon, and that's occurring Saturday, December 6th of 2014, and it's occurring at let's see, 14 degrees Gemini. So all those people who have, remember we've talked about your luminaries, which is your sun, your ascendant, your moon, okay, or any kind of personal planets or major asteroids who are within 5 degrees, all right, of Gemini, 14 degrees Gemini, or an air sign. So what I mean by that is if you're anywhere from 9 to 19 degrees of an air sign, and let's go over real quickly. Your air signs are, all right, um, Gemini. Okay, it's actually the first in the Zodiac chart. Then you have Libra, and then Aquarius. And then you have, since Gemini is a mutable sign, it's a changeable, very flexible. That's what mutable means, okay? Flexible. They're not so stubborn, okay? Um, it also is going to affect anybody within 9 to 19 degrees of a mutable sign. And let's go over the mutable signs. Gemini is the first mutable sign, okay, in the zodiac chart. Then comes Virgo and Sagittarius, and then Pisces. So anybody who has degrees within that. Another easy way to go over that, because I know some people say you get too scientific or you get too astrologic. I'm like, astrologic, okay, is now take it with a grain of salt, always a day or two, okay? We need to be flexible because every year is not the same. We have leap years, okay? And so things adjust all the time. So we're going to say that anybody born from, let's say, the 1st of June to the 11th of June, okay? Give or take a day because of the leap years, all right? Also, it's going to be affected. Anybody from the 1st of September to the 11th of September, okay? The 1st of October to the 11th of October, and the 1st of December through the 11th of December, okay? And let's keep going. I'm doing this top. I'm good, good, good. Okay, 1st of February. No, no, no. I take yes. It's an air sign, Aquarius, to the 11th of February, and then we got for the Pisces it's going to be the 1st of March to the 11th of March, give or take a day or two. Okay, so give yourself, those of you who are like right there, just feel it out. Just feel it out. Now remember, it is not only affecting your sun sign. We need to also know your moon sign and your ascendant sign all the time, okay? Because when we don't know that, I mean, your sun is just one third of who you are, really, okay? And by having all that information, it's really good. So anyway, real quickly, well, not real quickly, but let's not go over the full moon in Gemini. Gemini is a very, we talked about mutable sign, and it's a fast sign, okay? It rules the hands, and it rules our nervous system, okay? It's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. A lot of chatter. It doesn't necessarily mean it's profound chatter, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's deep connecting, okay? These are going to be your paparazzi people, that your journalists, especially journalists who like to write for like People's Magazine, Star, okay? These are the ones, your friends that come up to you and say, guess what? So-and-so, da-da-da, and this happened, and well, I gotta go see everybody else. You know, they go and try and be the first to tell everybody the news, okay? Um, Not necessarily because they're trying to be negative or bad. They're just the news reporters of everybody. Let's give everything around it and share it with all. It's also within the community, not necessarily on a wide horizon aspect like in Sagittarius. But since it's a full moon, we have to remember that every full moon, okay, is opposite the other sign. So the moon is going to be in Gemini, which means opposite is that the sun is in Sagittarius. So now the sun always rules, it's stronger, okay? And in being in Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter, it's a fire sign. It is saying it's that push and pull, okay, of international versus neighborhood, okay, for deep esoteric, metaphysical, universal thoughts and faddish ideas, all right? So it's that constant push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. All right. So now also remember, we need to go over that the 14 degrees is in the second decade of Gemini. Every sign is separated into three sections. We call them decades. Okay. And in the second one, it is in Libra because it's not a true Gemini. It's a Gemini Libra, meaning that it is also dealing with harmony and relationships and binding together, okay? And so whereas Sagittarius, it's the second one of Aries, which is separated, being an individual. So we are having these ideas of promoting ourselves as independent and individual people and having our deep connection with the universe, coincidentally asking our our surrounding people, our siblings, because Gemini rules siblings also, and our cousins, okay, to support us in that idea and to support us on our path and journey, because Sagittarius is always going on a path, it's always going on a journey, and by doing so, it is extending itself, it is widening its horizon. So we're seeing that going on. Also, too, is Gemini is very mental. They're thinking, 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 and sometimes they think way too much. Unfortunately, the people who, most bipolar people, or ADD, ADHD, autistic, panic attack people, people who get panic attacks, I shouldn't say panic attack, are ruled by usually Gemini or Sagittarius, especially if they have or in an air sign that is in the Gemini decade. Okay, so we see that a lot because they're going so quickly, so quickly. Because remember, we are energy, and the energy needs to go. Energy is not created nor is it destroyed. It needs to be transferred or transformed. But sometimes we get an electrical surge, you know, kind of like when we put too much in the outlet, or when we have those extension outlets. I'm pointing to my outlet there, and we put too much, and all of a sudden the energies are like, and that's the panic attack because it cannot move, and all that energy gets pushed up there in that area, and then people cannot breathe. All right. And so anytime that's going on, because you know this that I talk about health also, because when we take care of our number one transportation system, which by the way, Gemini rules transportation system and communications, okay, but when we take care of our number one transportation system, then the precious cargo, our soul, has easier connection to source. So consider this Gemini, the outside, the superficial, and the inside, Sagittarius, the soul. But Gemini needs to take care of all this, so that way the soul can be one with the universe. We are always one with the universe. We're just not in the knowing. We are just not connected, okay? So good ways of being connected is being grounded, all right? Wearing your grounding stones, okay? Again, anything onyx, jade, peridot, agate, you know, all those nice malachite, you know, are good stones. We'll talk more about those crystals later. Okay, so more about what's going on with this astrology and how it's affecting us is that so we all, even though we are not within those degrees, we are being affected either by our environment. Um, Also, too, is remember we all have all 12 sections in our chart. Perhaps you have an luminary there, a luminary, and you're not aware of it. Okay, maybe your Mars is in Gemini or Sagittarius, or your Venus, or your Perfortuna, your vertex. You don't even know that. So, or maybe your soul purpose, your true node. So, those are things to consider. Also, too, it's good to consider that because of your environment. Remember, it's like DNA. Perhaps one parent is a Scorpio, and then you have a bunch of Scorpios in the family, and you have another parent who happens to be um, a Leo, but in the decade of Sagittarius, and they end up having also children that are Scorpio and Sagittarius. Imagine those height differences, okay? But anyway, so those are things to consider. So going back there with the astrology, we're having a opportunities to really expand our mind, to really connect and see, okay? We also are having opportunities knowing that it's opposite, the moon is opposite the sun, but the sun is conjunct Mercury, which means the moon is opposite of Mercury. So we got the sun and Mercury right there. It's got that. Okay, so conjunct means next to it. It's budding buddy. Okay, it's budding up with it. It's its best friend right now. Okay, and so it's a lot of conversation, and it's in Sagittarius. So what's going on is the Sagittarius wants deep, profound, you know, connections, especially communication wise. And sometimes they even says the first thing that comes out of its mind, even though it's not exactly what they meant to say. So they are, Sagittarius has coined, or the people with Mercury in Sagittarius, because not all Sagittarius have their Mercury in Sagittarius. Sometimes it could be in Scorpio, and sometimes it could be in Capricorn. Remember, Mercury is usually going to be in either the same sign as your sun, one before, or one after. Okay? So it really depends. So keep that in mind if you're wondering, where's my Mercury? Mercury is all about expression, and Mercury rules Gemini. So this is very important because the Lord of the full moon is in, right now, in Sagittarius, okay? And so it's budding up there, and it's kind of feeling, what's more important is deep connections, okay? And so where Gemini just wants to go, let's go, no, I don't really want to have to deal with that. Yes, I do. Okay. And there's a lot that needs to be said. So there's things that are being uncovered too. All right. And it's profound and sharing. Now we also have here, just so you know, see, is that Venus is opposite also a loose opposition, all right, to the moon. So that's also meaning that some of the ideas of love or financial is changing, or there's not getting some clear messages going through, okay? And we need to understand that and also accept that though it is also having a loose connection, conjunction, okay? It's a loose buddy of the sun. So the emphasis is a lot of communication going on, love, money, and well, it makes sense. We got the holidays, right? A lot of communication, people spending money because they're forgetting what the true idea of the holidays are. Okay, the true idea of the holidays is being loving, is that universal, compassionate, unconditional love. All right, it doesn't matter if you choose to share it with your family, with your animals. Otis down there, if you're wondering what I'm pointing to. Okay, or with your children, okay, or friends. Our families are the people that we choose to have, that we have an affinity with them. Just because someone's blood or isn't doesn't necessarily mean that we have to get along. Really, what it means is we need to understand. A lot of times, and this is going really a good idea with the Sagittarius and Gemini, is understanding the whole universe is part of our family. Okay, and that sometimes we're going to connect deeply, like Sagittarius with someone, or we're going to connect a little bit more superficially, like Gemini. And that's because we need to acknowledge. The minute we do not acknowledge someone else, okay, just like when we just go and we go, oh no, don't look at them because this and that, then we're not acknowledging their soul and having both Venus, okay, Mercury, and the Sun right there in Sagittarius playing ball, is saying we need to acknowledge the universe, and the universe is each one of us and Mother Nature, okay, and all the energies that surround us and are within us, and how we connect to that, okay. Very, very important, because when we don't, we are only focusing on the mundane, the temporary. Remember, work, money concerns, okay? Survival concerns are all temporary. Where is your growth with all this? How are you going to share this? Okay? And that's very important. Have you been becoming more independent? Very important, because Gemini is so reliant, does not like to be alone. Gemini wants to be with other people and talking, even if it's superficial connection, because they're feeding off the energy of others. Sagittarius doesn't do that. Sagittarius is tries to stay very grounded, okay? And it feeds off the energy of Mother Nature, either be it, with the rocks, all right, plants, water, my tea. Mhm. And its connection with source. And by having that connection, it doesn't need to feed off other people's energies. And really consider this too. Why would you want to feed off someone else's energy? You do not know necessarily what that energy has gone through. At least with Mother Nature, we know that its job is to take in all our toxins, that carbon dioxide, and change it into something positive, oxygen for us to breathe, okay? But that's not necessarily so with other people. I mean, if you're feeding off and you need other people, really, you're high maintenance, you're needy. It's a vampire energy, and I don't mean to, don't take it as a criticism or as a negative. Just make it aware, because really, as our soul purpose, by becoming one with Source, then it doesn't matter what anybody does around us. We know we are good, that we're always in the knowing. We don't need to survive through other people, because we are surviving through Source. We are living through Source. We don't need to survive, because we are always being, because no matter what happens to our transportation system, Gemini, our soul is always, always, always energetic and in existence. It just transforms, okay? Or it creates another transaction, connects with something else, or another energy source. So when we understand that, we no longer have that fear of complete, what is it called? Annihilation, all right? We are aware that there is so much more, so much more. Okay, also going with that, we got there's a lot of planetary actions. I mean, we got a lot of, oh my goodness, here we have Pluto that is uh, squaring Uranus, okay? And when we have Pluto that squares Uranus, we always realize, it's still going on still. And, well, it's very, we're going to see things going on this month. Pluto is in Capricorn, and it's that conventional ideas, institutions, and we have Uranus in Aries, the war, the independent, the individual soul, not like so. And we are seeing changes that are necessary. We're going to see breakdowns going on in governments and economic institutions, okay? And not to fear, I see everybody going, oh, hold on, wait. Sirena said we needed to take all our money out. I did not say that. I'm just saying be aware, all right, of what's going on. Um, so, um, we're seeing breakdowns, but it's not in a sense, because we have things going on with Sagittarius. We do have two fire signs, that are just going and making these changes and wanting these changes, all right? Um, Also, too, because we have Saturn that's sextile Mars right now. That's Mars is in the beginnings of Aquarius, and well, it's not sextile exactly. So, but yeah, it is. Sorry, it is. And so it's going to get a slow down. So even though Mars wants to go rush forward, Mars is in an air sign, the intellectual sign, and also of society. Aquarius is all about the underdogging of society. So it's not going to take the approach of let's get the guns out and beat everybody. Instead, it's probably going to do it by debates or by sit downs or by giving support, okay? And acknowledging what is happening to the underdogs of society. And the underdogs of society is always going to be the middle class, um, is going to be the poor section, all right, those on welfare. I mean, okay, so let me be Mars here right now in Aquarius, okay? All right. How many of you realize that public school food, okay, carries GMOs, carries all those preservatives and ingredients that cause ADD, ADHD, autism, okay, bipolar, and neurosis and other nervous systems affecting the nervous systems and the brain. How many of you realize that the school food, the cafeteria, all right, um, those foods also is mostly high in sodium, all right? And it's not organic. It is not all natural. And then we wonder why our children are not functioning well in the classroom. I used to be a teacher, okay? A lot of you know that. And so when I mean, I would tell my students and encourage, bring food, eat fruit. They would always see me eating my fruit. Remember, alkalized meals in the morning. Okay, so your food in the morning. And after a while, in one of my groups, my higher level advanced language classes, they would put money in a coin in a can, and I would buy the food and let them all just have some because eating is important, but it's also what's important is what's going in our body. Okay, so a lot of us, and I bring this up because Gemini deals with that, with school and education services, all right, and Aquarius talking about society and the mentality. When we choose to be lazy, and I know a lot of us are tired, I'm a mother too, okay, and when we take the easy route and we give our children pre-made things, and we say, oh, go ahead, eat after school, we are not really showing love, okay? Our laziness affects their growth and their mental capabilities. And when we give it to ourselves, it's the same thing. If you love yourself, give yourself good organic food. Be Sagittarius, okay? Be part of nature. Eat the herbs, all right, that are garnishing your plates. That's not just for looks and decoration. It helps the digestive system and also to combat the toxins. Stay away from anything that's in a box, in a bag, or frozen, or in a can. Okay, sure, have some in case of a storm or emergency. And I don't mean emergency that you have no money and there's nothing to eat. I mean like, you know, hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes. That's what I'm talking about, being snowed in. So, but really start making the effort of cooking from scratch, okay? Cooking from scratch is very important. All those pre-made things, that's why people are gluten intolerant, lactose intolerant, they have digestive problems because of all that pre-made stuff. And then there's people that are proud that they can digest all that, but they're not realizing that it's still being absorbed. They just don't have a quick reaction to it. But then they wonder why they have cancer, diabetes, and all these other problems, okay? So your body is still absorbing it, even though it's not making an obvious acknowledgement right then and there or within 72 hours of eating it. So just because it's out of sight doesn't mean it should be out of mind. So my challenge to you guys with this astrology, with the Sagittarius, and bringing health back in for our children is let's make the lunch pail popular again. Since schools don't, a lot of schools have done away with lockers, and these poor kids are not having opportunity to, you know, have their food there. Let's bring the lunch pail back in. I know my poor son is probably upset at me because I made him take a thermos of soup to school today, and he's in high school and a freshman. Do you know what poor pressure that is, poor thing? But anyway, I know some of you guys are going, oh, those seniors are stealing his food and making fun of him. Everybody send him loving healing light that he's good. He's enjoying that soup, okay? Because it's just cold. It was raining these past few days. Point is, going back to the astrology, it's very necessary that we start going back to who we are. Write your congressman. Tell them no GMOs. Tell them no Monsanto, no DuPont on our foods, okay? Stop this pesticides. All right, because some of these pesticides are really killing off the insects that we really need. So for example, the honeybees, okay? Without the bees, we cannot function. We need bees, all right? The butterflies and dragonflies, those are just certain examples. People are getting, lazy because they don't want to clear out the food and all that. You know what? Too bad, so sad. We need to respect human, Mother Nature, Mother Gaia. After all, Mother Gaia is the third part. A lot of people don't really understand, and here going to Sagittarius and talking about that with Venus and Sagittarius is the Holy Spirit is the feminine essence of the Trinity. And some of you are going, oh, is she going to go on a religious thing? No, I'm just reminding you that every yin has a yang. Every side has an opposite. And the Holy Spirit, when we have the Holy Spirit in us, then we can become Christ-like because we have God and the Holy Spirit. And what that is having compassion, having unconditional loving light and sharing it with others, respecting their soul. And then we can become the third of Christ-like. And so those are ideas, and to remember that. All right, because we have Mercury, which is our siblings in Sagittarius, our cousins. Remember, we are all brothers, sisters, all right? Um, and you notice most cultures will always call it Oye, mano mío, which is short for hermano, right? Hey, bro, okay? Oye, brother, you know? So, and then in some cultures, you have everybody's if it's not your mother, father, everybody is aunt or uncle, okay? And so, because we realize and acknowledge that we are all connected, we need to respect that. So, moving right along, we have Jupiter 22 degrees Leo, and that is creating a trine. A trine, we call it a trine because right there it is, okay, that triangle from right here, and it's a trine meaning it is something positive, it supports it, okay? So there's an abundance of love that's in the air, there's an abundance, possibilities of expanding, all right? Jupiter likes to expand, give more, and being in Leo, it's going to give it to light also. So you got the spotlight there, and here Sagittarius is sharing how we're going to make it work, how we're going to put it to use, and how we're going to connect all that with I keep in Spanish we say el más allá, right? With the esoteric world, with the metaphysical, with the universe, okay? And it's very important. So be careful on doing too much drinking there, all right? Um, because then you're becoming nublius as opposed to being aware and giving it support. We also have a very loose a conjunction with Juno with Jupiter, which is very interesting because when we look at marriage inside the astrological chart, we see Jupiter as the man, all right? Remember, he is the first god there, a major one after what happened with Saturn. And so we see it as the man, and Juno is going to be the one who keeps the hearth, okay? And so, but in a sense, she's not exactly thrilled of what's going on. And it's next to each other in Leo. So there's going to be a sense that the energies of feminine and masculine energies are going to be supporting one another, all right? And there's two kinds of Leos. Usually if you have your ascendant in Leo, you do that kind of, you have that head up high, tall, okay? Remember, ascendant is all a facade, the image we give. When you have your sun in Leo, you're shining bright, you're giving that love, you're partaking with the people, okay? So there's a really difference. Remember, just when we have our ascendant in one sign and our sun in another. So we have that combination going. And so we got Jupiter and Juno both in there in Leo, really looking at its public, giving to its public, because once again, we know without our public, we are no um, we have no spotlight. All right. And how is that working? Well, that's like I said, we have Juno is trining Mercury and the Sun. So there's a lot of communications too about what is the hearth, okay? A lot of times we think the hearth that is represented either by Cancer sign or Virgo sign, okay? But we can have the hearth in Leo is really known to love their children and be involved in their children and be active and say, hey, let's go do this and let's go do that, okay? And they are also known to bring their children into the spotlight if they themselves are somewhat in the spotlight, okay? They have no problem because the children are part of them. It's not an extension, it is them, you know. And so they really get involved in that. So what I'm saying is a lot of ideas of children are coming involved, okay? And that's important because the sooner and younger we teach our children how to eat right, okay? How to meditate, connect with the universe so they stay grounded, and understanding why people do a certain things and how we can put a protective shield or ground ourselves accordingly with the situation, then life will be easier for them. A lot of times people want to shield their children by saying, don't look, don't. That way they'll never have to deal with it. They will sooner or later have to deal with circumstances. The key and the way to keep their innocence is so that they don't have to actually become negative in the process. All right? It's kind of like martial arts. It's avoiding the punch in the first place that keeps someone safe. All right? Aside from even going into that battlefield or that circle. Okay? So, okay, other things we have going on. We have the North Node is sextile Sagittarius, so it's very positive, you know. So all these ideas is really helping others connect. We're getting more involved in harmony and our relationships and how we can influence one another to connect with Source and the higher good. Also know that we have, let's see here, uh, Uranus is, I know I'm getting used to it. I'm not saying Uranus anymore or my anus or their anus, but Uranus is sextile there, the moon, and because it's retrograde, we are dealing with certain issues, reviewing certain issues, and but it's gonna help us because it's always good to check those fringes and make sure they're not frayed in life. And so we're going to have sudden things perhaps that come up, but we're reviewing. So it's all okay. You know, it won't be like the only shock or trauma and say, okay, release all shock and trauma from you, you know, is going, what? Again? You know? So be open to that, be adjustable, and know that. Let's see here. We have Neptune. Neptune is squaring Saturn, so we have people want to go off and see things in a different way. We have certain psychological issues that are coming up, and Saturn is saying, take it all in balance, okay? Take it easy. I got a friend of mine, may he get better very quickly, okay? Sagittarius, who happened to got hit within those degrees, just so you know, surgery. He always, when we're around him and his wife, he'll say, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy, okay? So there you go. Take it easy. Okay, take it easy. And don't push too hard, just see how things are going. Also, too, we have Chiron, and that is squaring the moon. So there's some healing that needs to be done, but it's going to be slowed down, okay? And because we're not paying attention to all the details. Both Gemini and Pisces are not known for very detailed information. All right. So certain things like that can happen and bring up a situation again that says, hey, pay attention, look, let's redo. Okay. So it's very important. There are many, many more on here. I'm like, oh my gosh. You know, we have Mars that's in conjunct, okay, or quintux, the moon. So people are having their emotions are not exactly going with the actions, so the actions are not exactly supporting the emotions there. All right. So we need to think twice before what we're doing, why we're doing it, and what are the results that we're looking for. Also, other things for the 2-week planetary aspects, just so you know. All right. Gosh, I only wrote down a few of them. Got my other book here. So let's see. Uh, I got other ones here too. Okay, so I started off, we got Jupiter going retrograde December 8th, 2 days after the full moon. So this 2 days after the full moon, Jupiter's going to go retrograde, so, and it's in Leo, so that opportunities of expanding is not necessarily going to be as highlighted as it has been. So we're going to see a slowdown. It's at 22 degrees Leo. So and those people who will feel that slowdown most, again, when you are 5 degrees on either side of that, okay? So that's why Jupiter always goes retrograde for a period of time, between 4.5 to 5.5 months. So that's why, I mean, being already at 22 degrees, it goes and then forward again. That's why it takes about a year and a month for Jupiter to go through the whole zodiac sign there. I mean, for that whole sign, not zodiacs, the whole zodiac chart, but through that sign, okay, because of the retrograde. So if you have a personal luminary, think, is your sun sign around there? Is your ascendant, your term birth sign, your moon, your Venus, Mars? No, 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 no. Okay, we're good. I was going through my head too. All right, so um, now, we also have, let's see here. I have Venus is going into Capricorn December 10th. Okay, this is great for business, great for professional situations. Also, it could be a time when love cools off just a little, okay? And so it's more thinking of survival of necessities, material and practical items, as opposed to affection, all right? And it's not even thinking of the whole world, too. Usually, too, is Capricorn is represented very differently with the feminine essence than with the masculine essence. The femininity in Capricorn, we usually see a woman by herself, an individual woman, not necessarily a woman who's in a relationship. She's more into business and building herself up independently. She's usually ends up being uh, independent as she gets older and becomes into the matriarch phase of her life, okay? And whereas the masculine, he will start a relationship or will have children later, okay, in his life. So it's a very different concept, okay? And so acknowledging that and realizing we have Venus in Capricorn, so how that accepts is going to go travel there, you know, is different for everyone, all right? Let's continue. We have the moon. All right. On December 10th, the moon will be in Leo, and it's opposite of Mars. All right. That's in Aquarius. So we're going to have a little bit of opposition. Ideas are not going through. They're not really, flowing and need to be considered. Okay. So I'm going to turn off that phone. I thought I had it on silent. Sorry. Just give me. I know I should pause it real quickly. Okay. Let me just turn this off. Sorry, 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 sorry. So sorry, so sorry, so sorry. Okay, so, um, watch me put 39 minutes. You see me turning off the phone. Okay, for those people like, where'd you go? Okay, so anyway, so understanding that. Then after that, let's see here. We got my other notes going on. Let's see. We got Uranus making the exact square to Pluto on the 14th. Okay, December 14th. So that we're going to see things. We usually we see things already when before something happens. It eases up as the connection or as the aspect lessens. So then we go back to December. Wait, not back. I want to make sure here. So now December 15th, we still have that squaring of Pluto and Uranus, and we talked about that already. So then on the 16th, we have Mercury enters a Capricorn. So we got another sign that's hanging out in Capricorn. Again, there's focus on institutions, governments, corporations, all right, and business. And so we need to realize that and make things accordingly. So don't feel bad during this time of holidays if people have other concerns instead of the tree, family, love, or people in general. Okay, it's more or less money, 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 which then they can use to get those items and pretend that they're showing love. So now on the 17th, we have Hanukkah begins, all right, to all of you guys, you know, it's a shalom. Please correct me if I said that wrong. And let's continue here. So looking at the aspects, we only do it up to the new moon, okay? Because I'm not going to do the whole month ever. Then we have on the 20th, we got Venus and Capricorn square and Uranus and Aries. So once again, you know, there's that the money situation going on in Capricorn. It's an opposition, besides it's being supported by Pluto there. So we can see around the 20th some difficulties happening. Like I said, I don't see big rebellions or coup d'etats happening or golpe estados, but instead I see major sit-downs or debates or discussions or maybe internet acknowledgement of things need to be changed, okay? So, you know, electronical crashes, that can happen. So please back everything up. And then we hit the new moon, or we aspect the new moon. I know when I say hit, it sounds so negative, huh? Okay, on Sunday the 21st, in conjunct with the winter solstice. So there we stop with the planetary aspects, okay? And let's continue, and we have the Sabian symbol. I know I have it somewhere. Um, there it is. So we're going to talk about the Sabian symbol. The Sabian symbol for 14 degrees for this full moon in Gemini is two Dutch children talking to each other, exchanging their knowledge, new perspectives in a land of peace where science and nature is of the utmost importance, where technology doesn't disturb the earth. Wow, where the energies of technology is not going to zzz and interrupt the natural rhythm. You guys ever listen to like certain white noise or certain fans, and they kind of get you, almost feels like you're being hypnotized, or as if you're listening to binaural beats and things like that. So we create certain um, uh, energy, certain sounds and things like that, okay? And so what's this giving us an opportunity? Now Dutch, why? Well, we know them to be more, when was the last time they went to war, right? And they're usually over there, it's in the northern area, where going outside, okay, is really just being in one with nature and talking and having peace. Okay, that's what we say. When was the last time they were at war? You know, and they're also very good with their scientific knowledge and expansion. and I'm not saying necessarily with cars or things like that, but in their findings. And so we're going to see them making those connections, and it's time to do that, is putting nature with science at one, together, and but being at peace with one another, not using it to destroy, but to soothe the rhythms, okay, of our lives and of the universe. All right, remember, every energy has a frequency. You guys saw Laura Croft Tomb Raider, right? Those movies, I hope you remember. Well, there's a certain truth to these movies. We need to recall that. So by doing that, we are allowing that peace to permeate and to expand. So now let's go over a little bit with the yoga, chakra, and health. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, we talked about how Gemini is and the Sagittarius we're talking about here is the throat chakra, because of communication, right? And of the brow chakra, because of Sagittarius, and root. And also, believe it or not, the heart chakra. Okay, so we got 4 different chakras that are being affected at this time, and that's wonderfully so, especially with the holidays coming. Okay, this is the last full moon of the year, you know, before Christmas and the New Year, so we get to enjoy that a little bit more. So here we go. We have yoga, so we're going to talk about the yoga. Certain things that are going to help us, certain stretches and postures that are going to help is going to be for our throat and our brow. Okay, and let's see here. The yoga, we have the deepening stretch. Okay, then we have the mountain pose, you know, and then we have the force pose, and the crescent moon pose, the fish pose, side forward bend pose, and for our throat we have upward facing dog. Okay, I know I do little motions here as if you guys are gonna see what I'm trying to do. Would be nice, huh? Okay, shoulder stand, the plow. Okay, and those of you not sure, you know that's standing on your shoulders there. Let's see here, camel pose, lion pose. Okay, and for the brow chakras, eagle pose, cobra, headstand, and child's pose. Okay, and we got here going on the archangels to connect to. So when you're doing your little full moon ceremony, this is a really good full moon of letting things go, since it's Saturday, which is ruled by Saturn. Okay, that's the day of Saturn, and it's the last day of the hard work, so you put in all that hard work, you know, before this 7th day of the Sabbath. So, you know, it's a time of letting go. So write down those things you want to release, and this is going to be things that occupy you unnecessarily, mentally, things that keep you up awake, and things that you just get you nervous or stressed out when really, you know, there's nothing you can do. All right, so write all that down. Okay, and then in the evening have that candle there. Okay, and then you're going to, you know, just burn it there in a safe environment. Make sure it doesn't fly away and burn anything else. Okay, and just let it burn, and if not, then put it on a rock and check it out to the sea. Don't hit any fishes in between. Okay, and just release those items that are unnecessarily you allowing them to pick at you. Okay, this is a time where it's so important to be in the moment. Sagittarius is all about being in the moment, whereas Gemini is all over the place. So if we are stressed, it's because we are not in the moment. If you're multitasking, you are not in the moment. I know I had one person tell me, it's like, oh, don't get mad at me because I can multitask and you can't. I go, oh, I can. I just choose not to. It's because I as a teacher, oh, we had to multitask all the time. But you notice you miss out on the little things like how green is a leaf, the sound of a bird, the smile of the person you're actually talking with. When we talk with the person and we're seeing them eye to eye, we actually see the exchange of energy, how they transform. But if you're constantly going on the phone and say, I'm listening, no, you're not. You're not internalizing it. You can't. Because you only have so many communication ways going. All right? Especially if you really have trouble hearing, or you got one, the kids, sometimes they're wearing their earphones. I can hear you. It's like, no. Certain things to respect all the time. Remember, talking about communication is to leave off the phone or put it on vibrate. Don't answer the phone when you're eating with someone else. Okay, you're at the table with someone else. The person physically in front of you is always more important. And unless you got a $10,000 deal, then share it with me. Okay, but I'm just teasing. But otherwise, no, the person physically in front of you, with you, is more important. And ladies and gentlemen, that also means your children. Don't just let go of the phone. Put it on speaker if you're with your children. Having a conversation, a text or a verbal conversation while you have children with you, okay, is rude. It's telling your children they are not important. You did not really want to give birth to them. You are just putting up with them. Because if you were interacting with those children, that phone wouldn't be answered. By always being on the phone, you're showing that the person on the phone is more important. Why even be with other physical people? Okay, so consider that. Remember, actions speak louder than words. Always, always, always. Another thing with communicating, look people in the eye. It really helps. Okay, it really makes them realize you have their attention and you're giving them attention. Wonderfully so, wonderfully so. So all those things are important. We have Archangel Uriel, or also known as Metatron, okay, who represents Gemini and communication. Always we have Archangel Raphael of the healing, which also goes with Sagittarius there. So very nice to call upon these archangels. And now we have the crystals. So those crystals that help us ground. Okay, you guys ready? All right, I caught up. Okay, so the crystals. So my notes, we have ruby, hematites, okay, bloodstones, agate, carnelians, jasper, onyx, tiger's eye, hawk's eye, flint, harlequin quartz, sorry. I know I said harlequin and then just paused because I was thinking of those harlequin romances you see in the markets. Blue agate, aquamarine, okay, sapphire, tanzanite, lapis lazuli, let me see here, water tourmaline, jade, pearl, blue topaz, azurite, and amethyst. So those are going to be your crystals. And at this time too, to help grounding, this is where you're going to need some vegetables, a lot of vegetables. The only starchy carbs you can, which will be good at this time, would be potatoes, sweet potatoes, yuca. Let's see here, the other ones, roots, anything that are roots, your carrots, yams, okay. And so, and remember, they're all different. Sweet potatoes and yams, I just found out recently, are different, okay? So, to keep that in mind, those will help you ground because it will give you roots to the ground. Though, to encourage, if you need more energy and you're having a low of it, eating seafood will be great because it'll help you flutter through faster. Vegetables and fruit, most definitely. Be careful of eating wheat bread or anything multi-grain, because if it's not gluten-free, it can affect you even more so. All right, anything in a box, remember, chips and all that, Yes, it's starchy carbs, but it's fake. It has all those preservatives. It's been, stripped apart, and it's not going to give you that groundedness that you need. All right. And let's see here. So the oils and incense and flowers for this time, okay, for the root and heart throat chakras, so to put around your home and to add in your food is, so like when you have your food, put in cinnamon. We have garlic. Put out the incense of sandalwood. Did it? Oh, it burned out. I had it on earlier. Okay. Sage. Sage is always nice, and always sage yourself too after, being around a lot of chaos or a lot of people and certain energies. Just wash it off. Just wash it off. Sage it, sage it, sage it. Okay. Let's see. We have rose, carnations, lily of the valley, okay, foxgloves, blue chamomile, gardenias. I love gardenias, for those of you who ever want to know. Lang lang, camphor, sweet pea, heliotrope. Let's see, almond blossom, cedarwood, patchouli, and myrrh, bergamot, and neroli. Oh, that is such a good combination right there. I think I'm going to do oil later with patchouli, myrrh, bergamot, and neroli. Hyacinth, lavender, maybe one with all of that. That's starting to sound good. Oh, sorry, lilac, frankincense, violet, and rose geranium. This doesn't sound like a good combination to do. That'll be a good one to help ground during this time, and also to give openness to our creation, because we are all here to create in one form or another. Okay, not necessarily reproduce, but to create from our energies and share that from our soul purpose. So to recall that. And so now during this time, we are going to connect. We're going to connect with our root chakra and our brow. A lot of people with our root chakra, let's start off with that. So let's get comfortable. If you want some music in the background, I was thinking maybe I could, but then I know if I put Pandora, then I haven't changed here for the commercials. That's all we need, some commercials going off, huh? I'm thinking yes. Okay. So, and get comfortable. Find a nice seat. Put on your meditation music. Put on your incense. And let's get started. And breathe in deeply through your nostrils, through your nose, into your abdominal region. Let it travel all the way up to the skull of your head, to your crown chakra. Let it fall back down your spine and up again, and release through your mouth. And again, breathe in. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Breathe in. And release. Breathe in and hold. And release. Okay. And at this time, let's imagine, and remember when you're looking up, look upward towards your crown chakra, okay? There you go. Just kind of, that's why when you see movies or people who die, the eyes flutter upward, because they're focusing into their pineal gland and into the crown chakra, here into their brow chakra. Okay, the combination of the two to connect with the universe. So make sure you are connecting there, and if you can, always keep the tip of your tongue at the top of the upper palate of your teeth. All right, there's also your pineal gland pressure point there. Okay, and so while you're doing that, go ahead and imagine. Just imagine this wide beaming light with turquoise in it. And some yellow and green. Beaming down through your crown chakra. Receive it like you're a funnel all the way, all the way, all the way down. Shooting all the way down your 7 chakras there. And all the way down, let it shoot all the way down to your root and straight down to the ground. All the way down to Mother Earth. Imagine this pole, okay, this laser of beautiful light just going all the way, connecting you with the universe and to Mother Gaia. And keep breathing. And while you're there, imagine yourself being filled with this light and expansion. But you're still being kept rooted between the universe and Mother Gaia, the center of the earth. You're feeling this light just expand. You're feeling it expanding all your root area, okay, your hips, and it's going down, 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 all the way past your knees. Make sure when you went by the hips to get a good lovings on the hips there, okay, because of sciatica is very popular, unfortunately, with Sagittarius, okay, and hip problems. So just push it all down there. And all the way to your knees, to your ankles, your toes. Just feel your toes expand, expand, expand. And as if you're now like Spider-Man just going psh. And when you open up those toes, it's those lights, the different lights are coming out of your toes, okay? Almost like you got spotlights there. And you're letting that light fill you all the way to go back to your root chakra, that light that's there, that pulse expanding outward and upward, going into your abdominal region, opening up the all 4 gates, wind gates there. Okay. Now full moons are rare, very fertile time, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're conjunct or one of those luminaries are aspecting you, know that you are very fertile. Okay. So, and at this I say expanding it, and also your chest, your shoulders, your throat, all the way your jaw. Make sure it's all relaxing. And we're gonna do a release. Let it continue expanding, and then I'll do a release. Make sure, just push your shoulders back. Keep doing the Merkaba breathing. Feel all that energy and healing, loving, compassionate light just opening up everything. Your heart chakra, almost like you just want to sing, right? Okay. Just let it rise. Feel it in your jaws, your cheekbones, eyelids. Yeah, look at you and I am yawning now. And your brow chakra, all the way filling your forehead, opening up your head and just being one. And at this time, I'm going to call in my light team, call in also Mother Gaia, Father Space and Time, our divine creator of all that is, a great, great white spirit, to come and offer us and to shower us with release of any unnecessary tensions that have been eating us up or picking at us or weighing on our shoulders unnecessarily or creating gut-wrenching reactions. So let's just take all that out. I ask that Archangel Michael come and just cut the cords, the etherical cords, all contracts, agreements, and obligations to those unnecessary energies that we have allowed to work on us like vampires. Remember, we have to take responsibility. Anything that's happening in our lives is because we have manifested, we have asked for it. So somehow, once we take responsibility and we maneuver ourselves, it stops happening. Okay, so let's ask Archangel Michael to cut the etherical umbilical cords, all right, energetic universal cords to these items that we have allowed to just eat us up, give us gut-wrenching thoughts, just burden us, and maybe we even fear it. So let's just cut all that, and let's just have it all sent out to the sun, so the sun could take all those ashes, burn it up, and reuse that energy. Okay. So maybe you have unnecessary concerns with the traffic because you haven't put some good music on in the car. Maybe you have unnecessary concerns about dinner. Well, throw it in a crock pot in the morning before you leave if you're too tired to cook. You have unnecessary concerns about doing stuff for other adults. If they're adults, if they're over 18, they need to be contributing, not being catered to. Okay? It's a very third dimensional way of thinking. Alright? So the kids don't want to listen. What are you going to have? They need to be put in their place. Gently, lovingly, always. Okay? And just cut everything. Oh, that coworker that just doesn't stop. Just put a shield between and just cut those cords. And just free us. So now, as we're pulling all those cords out of you, pulling. I'm also asking Archangel Raphael to come in. Uriel also to always give me compassionate, loving, healing words that will be taken in good light. And then Raphael, Archangel Raphael, for healing, loving light, because anything that is void needs to be filled up with loving light. If not, it will be filled up with the same bitterness. And so let's take all that bitterness, all that resentment, and if you want to pause and muscle test exactly whom you're carrying resentment and bitterness, that will help. And just pull it all out, all that. Michael, cut, Archangel Michael, send it out to the sun. Let the sun just burn it up and transform that energy to something very, very positive. And as you're sitting down, extend your hands outward, okay? And just feel, you're going to be doing this, you know, kind of like the Spider-Man move. And just extend it outward and feel that energy going out, all that nervous energy just going out. All that release and concerns just going out. And so it's being drained this way into Mother Gaia, into the sun, and being out. Just don't give it to anything that doesn't deserve that energy. Alright? And now just open up. So open up to receive. And now let's just put grounding, loving, healing, unconditional energy, light into you. And just keep breathing. Keep breathing. Imagine taking a walk through the mountains, riding the horses by the beach, going for a drive on a Sunday where there's no one. Can you imagine that? Just being one with nature, lying down and embracing nature for all she is. Just be open. And I ask that Archangel Uriel at this time, if there's a message that you would like to send the viewers, send the wonderful people watching, please do send them a message to an answer or a doubt they have had for the longest. Remember, we might not receive the message right away, but the universe shows us these messages wonderfully. It's feeling very, very good energy there. And shake out those shoulders. Shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. And the other way too. Alright, slowly open your eyes. Okay. And take a nice deep breath. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Okay. And make sure you're grounded still. Take a deep, deep, wonderful breath. Okay, so that was a nice little meditation there for being grounded and cutting out unnecessarily toxic energies, and filling you up with healing, loving light in the process. Okay, so now the next thing is I would like to go back to the astrology. I recall that I didn't get a chance to go over the wheel, so we have, and that's going to be 30 minutes. So, for all those, what we're going to do is the individual zodiac forecast, okay? And so in Aries, this full moon is happening in your 3rd house, all right? And in your 3rd house of communication, neighborhood, everything we've always talked about. Aries, you guys are the lucky ones, because we talk about it already, whatever the full moon or what's aspecting then, you know. And so there's a lot of communication going on. You might see a neighbor leaving or things changing with your cousin or sibling, okay? But there are changes, and these changes are going to be necessary because they're hitting the trail from the eclipses, and also with that squaring of Pluto and Uranus, okay? So be supportive. That's the best thing you can do. Taurus, this is happening in your personal finances sector, okay, section of your house, in your 2nd house. And so you're noticing that you're going, oh, more things, okay? Yes, more things. And so you're seeing changes there. You might get maybe a second income that you were having is now going to change. Maybe you do it full-time, maybe you had 2 part-time jobs, but you're seeing a change there, okay? Not necessarily a financial change, but a daily routine change, okay? Though you will probably receive some kind of bonus or what have you on that. Okay, and so Gemini, this is happening in your 1st house. Gemini, it's all about you. Okay, get those tabloids out, get the pictures out, and strike a pose, and strike a pose, and strike a pose. Okay, Gemini. So, what are you wearing today? And do you have the latest? And I know you're changing things about yourself. You love to. It's great. You're the one of the chameleons. Okay, not comedians, chameleons, all right, that are very changeable and can fit any kind of environment. So you're doing certain changes within your with yourself that people are noticing a difference about you, and it's about time because you feel ready now. You feel very ready for this happening. Okay, and so now after Gemini we have Cancer. This is happening in your 12th house. Okay, so it's time to just get away, meditate. Okay, take a walk on the beach, feel the air through your hair. Okay, take a bath, Calgon, take me away. Remember those old commercials? And you know, get a massage, get some cuddling in, but just get away and leave the stress out. I know so many people were so excited about Black Friday, and a few of us were posting on Facebook with Black Friday saying, woohoo, congratulate me, I saved 100% by not even shopping Black Friday. Stay away from the stress, the chaos of it all. Enjoy the comfort of the home. Okay, you're taking things into consideration. Stuff have been changing for the best. They're finally getting settled down after so much fluctuation the past few years. Okay, you're finding who you are. You are realizing you've taken the necessary steps, and if not, you will be. Okay, because Pluto is opposite of you, your sign, and if you haven't yet, Pluto's going to make you take out those dirty dishes and wash them. It's going to make you take out those clothes and wash them and dry them. There's nothing you can do about it. You cannot have someone else do it for you, because the more you push someone else to do it, then the more that it's going to have to take responsibility for yourself, because the universe is saying this is what needs to be done, and it needs to be done. Okay, and if it doesn't, well, you know, the Great White Spirit, like they say, you know, has a way of making us accountable. We need to grow. That's the bottom line. Okay, so after Cancer we have Leo. Leo, this is happening in your 11th house of goals, of friends, of team spirit. Okay, so you're seeing changes there. Maybe friends are coming in and out, or you're changing different teams, joining different charities, or helping out with donation, things like that. This is also the section of stepchildren, or other your partner's children. Okay, other people's children. So how involved are you being with them? Something's going on that you're involving yourself more for one reason or another, and that is so wonderful in these holiday season, kind of you. Okay, so after Leo we have Virgo, and Virgo, this is happening in your 10th house of career, public display, fatherhood, supervisors, boss. So you're seeing changes going on in there, maybe within yourself too. Okay, you're seeing opportunities where you get to shine, and really dip in and show people what you actually know and can do, those talents. Right? Forget about the opinionating, forget about the criticizing. It's not going to help. It's not going to go anywhere. It's about action speaking louder than words. All right? And that is the best important concept right now. It's remembering, when we keep that into perspective, we feel more grounded. Okay? We're also seeing that probably having to take more responsibility. There's concerns for the male figure in your life. Alright, so please spend some time with them. They'll appreciate it, okay? Give them a little foot rub. Aww. Okay. And so, let's see here. After Virgo, we got, this is Libra. And Libra, this is happening in your 9th house. Okay, philosophies, long distance travels, foreign languages, foreign cultures, learning different ideas that are gonna open up your horizon. That's wonderful. In fact, Libra, if you can even you know, watch some of those profound movies that'll really help you out, or listen to those audiobooks, or read a book, listen to music with the binaural beats that'll just keep you going. Okay, and that will really help things get you going. And when I say help things expand your universe, expanding your mind, not your physically, but your heart, because when we expand more our heart, we are more aware of things, we are more willing to give, because we realize to manifest, we need to give in order to receive. And so remember, energy is not destroyed, nor is it created. It's transformed, okay, or transferred. So now Scorpio, this is happening in your 8th house. This is happening in your 8th house, okay, of transformation of other people's money. Also includes loans, payments, refinancing, car payments, credit cards. So take an account on what's going on there. Maybe you're borrowing money, someone borrowed money from you. All right, opportunities or second or bonus. These are things that are coming in from outside sources, okay, not from your hard work, just so you know. And you're getting an opportunity to transform and understand. Also, having an exchange sexually is very important to understand the omitting of oxytocin and what creates a connection there. Okay, when we have that transfer of energy, what are you giving, or are you just taking and stripping and ripping from other people? And I know Scorpio really enjoys that exchange, so go ahead and give and breathe in and just feel that exchange of energy. Okay, after Scorpio, we have Sagittarius. Okay, Sag, this is happening in your 7th house of partnership. So something's breaking away, all right? You're realizing your needs are different, your wants and desires. You're realizing you are different. You are no longer the same person you were before, Sagittarius. And so you're realizing that you need to let go of those ideas because they are no longer fitting the plan that you had, okay? You carried certain philosophies, and now that you have grown and you're in a new phase of your life, those philosophies are no longer applicable. And you are expanding yourself, but hopefully not this way, but this way and through your heart, Sagittarius. Okay, and by expanding, you get to give more also, and giving is so nice unconditionally, you know. So give, and know that that it's always there, the universe, to receive and return and give in return. So we have Capricorn. Capricorn, this is happening in your 6th house, okay, of your daily routine, okay, of your physical being, of your health, of your domestic animals, all right, and you're shaking, notice on there, okay, also of your co-workers or anybody who works for you, an employee, or you have someone who's your gardener or pool man. Okay, those concerns are coming up and need to make some adjustments, certain changes. I know you guys don't like to have to change, but you understand it's necessary, especially too because of the holidays. All right, I know you don't want to be the one having to give those bonuses, knowing how you guys are, but you're realizing that those changes are happening, and you're seeing a different dynamic between your relationship with those peoples and with those pets. You're seeing a different dynamic going on within your body, okay? No longer can eat the way you used to eat. You're going to have to take in some fruits and vegetables, more liquids. Muscle test yourself if you're not sure. Muscle test yourself. See. You know, everybody knows about the muscle test, and we've talked about this before, about yes and no. And if you're going yes, then you know something's wrong. You need to be drinking more water, okay? And that way it helps you stay grounded also. Okay, after Capricorn, we have Aquarius. This is happening in your section of children. Okay, your children, not other people's children. Your romance and also your big pets, okay? And so having fun. So all this is changing. these wonderful dynamics and energy exchange. Perhaps you're in a different phase of your life, or now you get to exchange differently on a different level with the kids around you and with the romantic partner. Okay, maybe a new romantic partner is coming in. You're also getting the opportunity to you're getting the opportunity to go out more and enjoy yourself with a new romantic partner, okay, or with your children, and you get to just share all that. Especially it's wonderful because sharing is caring, right? The quality time that you have with them is children just love that. And maybe you're also just pampering the child within you, and that is just as wonderful, just as wonderful. Okay, so after Aquarius we have Pisces. This is happening all in things going on at home. You know, take in, see what's going on with your mother, Pisces. Give them a little love, okay? Maybe you have some concerns, things, adjustments are going on at home. Huh, Bellatrix? Okay, and some kind of expansion, restriction, change of energy is there. You realize these changes are necessary, and you get to be partaking in it. You're so flexible, Pisces. You love it, you know, as long as you get to still be in your own world and on your other plane, in your other dimensions, when you usually want to, so that way no one interrupts it. Okay, but go ahead, take the time, spend it with you know, the mother authority figures. Maybe you are going to be a mother now, or you get to just do things that your mother used to do instead. And so, or show appreciation, okay, to a female authority figure in your life. Okay, maybe it's been a grandmother or an aunt, or a neighbor, or someone at work all the time. Maybe you are becoming now, taking over certain things that didn't have to before. So those are things that are wonderful to consider, and it's a gift with this season that you get those exchange. Maybe you're being alleviated from those duties also. That could be a consideration. Okay, well, wow, you guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been a little bit adjusting of videos for me. I'm gonna see what we can do. Hopefully it works. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm a little bit about that, but I'm staying grounded. I'm staying grounded, right? Send me some energy, not energy, but send me knowledgeable energy that I know how to somehow attempt to edit this and then put those two videos together and upload it for you. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank you everyone for your donations. It is so wonderful. You know, 50 cents, that's all. 50, a dollar, no more. You have no idea, because all the time it takes to do these videos. It's the preparation, hair and makeup people, okay, and just the setting up, the uploading, the editing. It all takes time, and it is so wonderful that you guys show that appreciation, that transfer of energy. You know, a lot of days now people just want to take and don't want to give in return. And so I am so appreciative for all you who have been just donating, you know, that $1 or less, you know, that's just that love donation. It is just so wonderful, okay? You know, yes, some people are going, they donated $1. Oh yeah, and that's cool. That is so cool. That is just so cool. Need not much more, you know. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And you guys are awesome. Chaucito. Until next time. Bye-bye. I would tell my students and encourage, bring food, you know, eat fruit. They would always see me. So we're going to talk about the Sabian symbol. The Sabian symbol